It's a fight we've been waiting a long time for, ladies and gentlemen. It's Tszyu and Michael Zerafa. You will see it on the 7th of July, Wednesday night. Get your tickets at Ticketek to go to Newcastle or head to Main Event to watch the fight. Thanks so much for joining us at the official press conference. I'm Ben Zayman. I'll see you at the fights.
All right, we're going to pause it right there. I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. We also got my colleague Big J on the line. Tszyu, undefeated at 18-0 with 14 KOs, is going to be taking on Michael Zerafa. Michael, pretty boy, mixed Zerafa, 28-4 with 17 KOs on July the 7th of 2021. And I guess this is where you're going to pick up, Jay. What is the Newcastle? Is it arena? Newcastle Arena? Newcastle Stadium? What is it?
It's Newcastle Arena. It's a 8,000-seat indoor stadium,
Okay.
and the boys have already sold it out. So good for them. It's sold out in less than 24 hours.
Yeah, we have a tweet here from Main Event and manager and commentator Ben Damon. Tszyu versus Zerafa has officially sold out within 24 hours of tickets going on sale to the public. The venue will be renamed the Newcastle Entertainment Center for Fight Week. Now, I guess that's a good place to start before we get into the particulars of that. Oh, and by the way, it's going to be on Australian Main Event pay-per-view, KO, what is it called? KO TV pay-per-view?
kosports.com.au.
Yeah, kosports.com. That's the website if you want to watch it digitally. And it's going to be, what, $59.99 Australian dollars?
I dare say will be, because all the other fights, all the other main event pay-per-views are that much now. Well, I dare say that'll be the starting price. They might even increase the price, which bloody hope they don't. But yeah, I dare say a $59.95 would most likely be the price. Yes.
Okay, so what's this Newcastle? So this is not a troll. Like, he's really having, they're naming the arena. Like, is he from where's he from? Like, what's the story behind this?
The story behind this is several factors. Is that Tszyu, his father, had 7 fights there.
Okay.
Pretty much he would have won all of them, because he only lost 2 fights. One to Vince Philip and one to Ricky Hatton. Glenn Jennings, Tszyu's manager, who was also Kosh's manager, is from Newcastle. And Newcastle has a lot of support for Tszyu. And if you go back and watch the Dennis Hogan Tszyu fight, they were actually chanting Newcastle while the fight was going on. So I dare say it's feeding to the crowd. I mean, personally, I don't like it. I think it's a bit overboard. I think it's just only your second fight there, son. I think he's getting a little bit too big for his boots, this Tszyu. These teams making him too big for his boots. I don't like it, but if it sells out and if it's a selling point, good for them.
So we talked about it before, and it's been about a year plus now. I guess it would seem that Tszyu versus Zerafa, doesn't make sense, or didn't make sense, and now here we are. Now, do you feel that if it wasn't COVID and as it was talked about during the press conference, that if fighters didn't have to come over and to the Australia and basically be incarcerated for 2 weeks and locked down, quarantined, would this fight have happened?
Fact, no, I don't think it would have. I think this is, as Tszyu stated in the Paul Gallen and Lucas Brown pay-per-view when he was doing commentary, he goes, as he said, it's his last option. If there's no other viable options, he'll fight with Zerafa. So this must be his last option. But I call bullshit on that. I mean, why doesn't he just go overseas? What's stopping him from going overseas? What's he so afraid of? George Kambosos Jr. has gone overseas. The Maloney Twins have gone overseas. Ebony Bridges has gone overseas. Why doesn't he just cut the shit and go overseas? What's he so afraid of?
That's starting to come up a lot. I was noticing on Twitter where, now people are not shitting on the Zerafa fight. People want to see it, but they're like,
no, it's a brilliant fight. We all love it. Sorry to cut you off. It's a brilliant fight, but as I said, at the moment, it's nothing but a bragging rights fight. There's really no significance to it.
Yeah.
So bar bragging rights and a money fight.
So to break it down for you guys, here's how it's working out. Here's the division. You have 4 titles for those who don't know if you're a casual fan. to be the man of the man, you have to have all 4 of those titles. Now, right now, the number 1 guy in the division holds 3 of those titles. You can say 4 if you count the Ring magazine. That's Jamel
I was going to say,
Charlo.
wouldn't the Ring count as number 5? Because that's pretty significant. The Ring magazine's been around for a long time.
Yeah, but you know, you to be Ring magazine, you have to at least be unified in this landscape. So right now, Jamel Charlo has the WBC, WBA Super, IBF, and the Ring. Now, Jamel Charlo in June, I believe it's in July. I'm gonna pull it up right now. Is going to be taking on Brian Castano, the WBO champion. The winner of that will be the undisputed champion. Now, Liam Smith just lost, number 2 ranked by the WBO right there, just lost a very controversial decision against Magomed Kurbanov. And right now, it's looking like the WBO is possibly going to order the winner of Tszyu versus Mick Zerafa to take on Kurbanov to be the mandatory. But what if Tszyu loses? Now, me personally, I'm not really high on Tszyu. I really haven't seen enough yet. Now, to go into prediction, I feel with the experience of a Mick Zerafa, being in the distance with Kell Brook, being in there twice with Jeff Horn, I feel he has more to bring to the table. But Tszyu being the younger, seemingly looking like he's the better boxer. But what are we basing that off of? What's your prediction, Big J?
Well, as we've talked before, I mean, as I said, I mean, the same pattern that happened to Jeff Horn is happening to Mick. If you remember, Jeff Horn had the loss against Crawford.
Mm-hmm.
Had what? What was the time difference between the Crawford and the Mundine file? Sparked Mundine out and around.
Yeah.
And then Mick Zerafa come along and beat the living shit out of him. I think the same thing's going to happen here, unfortunately. I mean, I predicted in the last video that Mick would lose his next fight. This is his next fight. I want Mick to win, but I just don't. There's just something about it. It's like, I really want Mick to win, but it's like, I don't know. I mean, he's had a long layoff. The 2 minutes against Mundine, who knows? I mean, was that going to be enough to get 14 months worth of ring rust off? But Mick's young, 29. He looks in phenomenal condition. He doesn't look beat up at all. So, but I want Mick Zerafa to win. But I think it's going to be a close one. Hopefully it goes down to the wire. I really think that because, Tszyu's never been in a real battle. I mean, He's beat the crap out of people, no doubt. All his victories are one-sided. He's never had to fight for it. He's never had to fight for a victory.
And Mick Zerafa is, a 160-pounder who's going to be coming down the fight at 154.
And a battle-tested fight. I mean, he can take a punch.
Yeah, battle-tested. With fights, of course, against, his last fight against Mundine, even though Mundine was on his very last, not even leg, toe. The 2 fights with Jeff Horn, the fight with Kell Brook. He even fought Wade Ryan, and of course, Wade Ryan is the one who dropped not dropped him, but stunned Tszyu. He's got Peter Quillen under his belt.
Mick's only been sparked out by Peter Quillen, and that took him 5 rounds. And Peter Quillen was one of the biggest punchers in the division at the time.
At the time, yeah.
Kell Brook couldn't finish him off. Jeff Horn couldn't knock him out, despite that shot that would have knocked out an elephant. Mick got back up. So I don't see Tim being able to, unless he really caves in Mick's body, which is probably what he does, because Tim's very smart that way. I don't see him being able to knock him out with a headshot. If he's going to beat him, it'll be to the body.
Yeah, and right now nothing's listed on the undercard. Have you heard anything about who could possibly be on the undercard?
No, but I'm tipping probably Liam Wilson will be there because I want to build him up. Hopefully they get a good girls fight in there. Nothing yet, but that'll all come. I dare say there'll be things in the pipeline. I mean, that fight's less than 2 months away, so they'll be getting things organised. I dare say within the next month. This time next month, it'll all be ready to go.
All right, closing thoughts.
I think it's going to be. I think Mick is really going to drag Tim through the trenches. I mean, I really want Mick to win badly. I think this. as much as I like Tim Tszyu, I think he's a fantastic talent, but there's just something about it. You just like, if you start to turn me off because all these domestic fights, right, COVID. No, COVID's not an excuse anymore.
Yeah.
There's plenty of fighters going overseas. So
what's stopping him?
What's stopping him? And to be arrogant, to be arrogant enough to think that you're going to get a world champion to come to this country and have 2 weeks quarantine to interrupt their training camp. Bullshit.
Yeah.
No one's going to play second fiddle to Tim Tszyu. And the second he gets that through his head, right, or his team gets that through their head, right, that no one's going to come in and play second fiddle to him. He needs to go overseas just like everybody else. They're better off. They're going. I don't know.
You can't blame him though, because it's working for him so far. But as it stands, it's looking like the next fight they're going to have to go somewhere, unless it goes to a purse bid and his manager promotional team wins the rights. So as it stands, the fight's going to be on July the 7th of 2021. On pay-per-view over in Australia. Here in the States, we don't have a TV deal. I'm hoping that somebody picks it up because it's a significant fight. And frankly, the fact that we haven't got access to Tim Tszyu's fights in the past is really...
Well, that's another thing I wanted to cut you off on.
Uh-huh.
No one's picking up on his fights. So that's another thing. I mean, internationally, there's very little interest in Tim Tszyu, and it's proven. I mean, you can't watch his fights.
Yeah.
You have to go through all these streams and things.
Yeah,
so,
it's messed up. Yeah. But somebody on Twitter was bringing it up that, if he does win and fights Kurbanov, the Kurbanov fight in Russia because of his father, that can bring some big ratings and possibly get a TV deal.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean,
but will he want to go to Russia though? You see what I'm saying?
I wouldn't see why not. Why wouldn't he want to go to Russia?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you think if you think the one place he'll go is his father's place of heritage, why wouldn't he want to go to Russia?
Yeah,
Zerafa's been there.
Yeah.
So, you think that would be the one place he'd want to go internationally? Considering how big of a fight it would be.
Well, we'll see. So, of course, this is one of our mini videos that we'll be doing before the fight, and of course, we're now officially putting our hat in to get to the fight as media. So as time goes on, we'll keep you updated on that. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is Big J with FightView360.com. Make sure you like the video and subscribe.